As you leave the theater, folks, please be careful.
We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on a giant screen with a few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
It's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us. They're driving theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
What's up, everybody? It is Monday night. It is 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. It is, what's today? July 28th? And your mic is off. There we go.
It was off, yeah.
And now it's on. So welcome. Tune in. You are tuned into Drive-In Speaker Box Podcast Live. I'm your host, Bo, the boom operator.
Slick Doggy the Grip.
And we are in the studio. If you know me, I just got off of a 2-hour-long rage tangent about purpose-built student housing on my personal stream, but I'm here. We're gonna talk about movies.
Thanks,
we're gonna rage talk about movies. I'm gonna take this freaking shirt off. I'm like, it's just gonna be pit stain central in here because I'm just like hot, sweaty. We turned the air conditioner off. I'm pulling out the uncooked breadsticks, you guys. Like, we're just gonna let these dogs fly. It's happening. It's happening. We're doing it live, man. It's just like
uncooked breadsticks. Let these dogs fly.
That's what every time I look in the mirror, I'm just like, yeah, popping fresh. Hee hee. Anyway, we are here. We're going to be talking about movies. Hopefully having a good time. I'm probably going to turn this fan off because I'm a sweaty boy. Oh, God, that feels good. Oh, yeah, that fan feels good. There's a hype train coming on Twitch. If you are listening to this podcast, if you are just downloading it on Spotify, thank you. But it's a lot more fun to tune in live, and you can tune in live wherever you want to tune in live, via Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or Twitch, where we really love to be. Monetize as well. There's lots of fun tools like hype trains, and it's gonna be a good time. So, but what we're gonna be talking about tonight is some movies. I went and saw the new Fantastic Four. What's the
First Steps?
First Steps, like
because
babies,
Franklin.
Yeah, babies' first steps, just giving birth to a godlike super baby.
Yeah, because you have to have the super baby.
Everybody wants something cute, but we've got that. But we're also going to talk to you guys about Happy Gilmore 2. We're going to talk about that.
That's what I watched, and because I was going to have to sit through and endure at least one of those, and I did not want to go all the way to the theater to suffer through a Marvel movie.
I feel you. Shout outs to Merle and Night Ashley for resubbing on Twitch. Merle gifting 5 subs out there. That, man, it is Santa Claus gifting out there. That's badass. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. But I'm going to be leaning on Jake a little bit for the news segment today because I was out of town. We weren't here last week, obviously, because I was in New Orleans and for Tales of the Cocktail, so I have not had a whole lot of time to look at what's going on in the news because I've been busy trying to fight the good fight for protecting our homes.
Yeah, the ones that they keep trying to bulldoze down for both of us. Yeah. I saw the thing where they were like, we'll give you a small amount of money so you can wait 2 years and then come in and spend $35,000 a year on a ground floor bullshit. Yeah. And anyhow, you already talked at length about that, I'm sure. So.
We did, but let's talk about the news. Let's talk about what happened in the news. Like, I'll try and pull up my usual sources and see if there's anything.
There wasn't really much because, of course, it was San Diego Comic-Con, I guess. And there were plenty of trailers released at Comic-Con. Not all of those make their way to us yet, because much of that is just for the people in attendance for a while. That way they feel like they spent their life savings to go to Nerd Mecca and don't feel completely robbed of whatever. But we did get some stuff that we get to see ourselves, including part of the news that you'll probably see if you go looking for news is that there's all these gotcha titles and everything in place for a new Batman movie. They're like, the new Batman trailer, the incredible new Batman movie.
It's not Battinson. It's a new Batman?
Yes. See, you're already falling into the trap there. It's an animated movie for Aztec Batman. And the trailer's been out for a little while, but they're just big hyping it because they showed it at the Comic-Con and stuff. But it's just like Mesoamerica Batman.
Okay.
Exactly. Everyone's like, you've never seen Batman like this.
I mean, I've seen him in a lot of... What was that one where he was like steampunk Sherlock Batman? You know what I'm talking about, though?
I do, yeah. Like where he's like taking out Jack the Ripper and stuff. Gaslight. Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah.
There's plenty of those.
We've seen a lot of Batmans.
Plenty of those Elseworld things. Which, talking Elseworld stuff, we in DC, there is a trailer or two for Peacemaker Season 2, since Peacemaker is established in the new he's established as part of the Superman,
he's everywhere
the
now,
DC universe thing going on.
Because everybody likes John Cena, and he's funny.
Because James Gunn. But apparently in Season 2 of Peacemaker, he has a portal to all of the other dimensions, and Marvel can suck it with their multiverse of madness because Peacemaker has a door in his home that leads to infinite universes, and they all just have their own doors where he can jump into any of them at any time. And so he goes to switch his life because it's poop on the world he's in, and he wants to go.
Is that canon? Is that like how Peacemaker works?
I guess.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Peacemaker.
Does anything James Gunn need to be canon?
No.
No, he makes his own canon because he's a fan.
I thought the Flash was the only one that could like realistically easily pop between universes.
I mean, Peacemaker just has the technology. He has like a garage door opener he pushes, walks through a closet door, and then there's just infinite universes that he can go to at will.
Cool.
Yep. Talking that there was interviews done with James Gunn about the mural in the Hall of Justice in the Superman movie about who all of the heroes featured in that are.
Oh yeah, I saw all that.
Yeah. So if you like me were in the theater being like, who is that, like trying to figure out who it is, and they cut off so many parts of the pictures and you didn't get to see it, they released the full picture, and there's plenty of videos explaining who's who. The one that I saw and knew who it was Wildcat. The one that looked like it might be Jay Garrick turns out is not. But it shows heroes for that 300 years of metahumans, though the heroes they show in DC Comics go back much, much further than that in like the timeline of their origins. Some of them going back to like King Arthur times and stuff like that, but for the sake of the movie, since it says 300 years, they're probably only as old as like the 1700s or whatever. What else did we get?
I saw that there was a new Hellraiser video game.
Oh, yeah. I've been seeing a little bit about that.
That's kind of cool.
Do you get to play as the Cenobites?
It says, and I'll read this article.
Because how do you do a Hellraiser video game if you're not the Cenobite?
Maybe it's just a puzzle game. You're just trying to open up the Lament configuration. It says, Hellraiser Revival tells the story of Aiden, a man who enters the Cenobite's lair to rescue his girlfriend from damnation. The plot echoes the Greek myth of Orpheus and Eurydice, but also is an underrated Dante's Inferno video game. But make no mistake about it, this is a Hellraiser story. Doug Bradley is set to reprise the role of Pinhead, which is kind of cool. And Clive Barker has assured fans that Hellraiser Revival has such shites to show us. So I guess if you've got Doug Bradley and Clive Barker involved, I don't know, maybe they're writing a new story.
Yeah, but do you really want Clive Barker involved in the making of a video game? Because he's like, have them assaulted by penises. Like,
actually, yes. Let's play that game.
That's like, have you ever read anything like Clive Barker? That's the genesis of all of his like stories. He's like, how do I assault someone with a penis in this story? And then he's like,
wait a second, I got it.
I've got it. Mm-hmm. Dude, I have this very disturbed graphic novel that is about them like trying to figure out a medicine for like libido or something like that, and they give it to this dude who
Killed
makes him
by
a psychopath.
boners.
Yeah, exactly. That's his whole thing, is he tries to kill stuff with his boner. Clive Barker's a weird dude. He's a weird guy. I don't know that I want to have something interactive. Like,
Interactive Clive Barker?
the movies are enough. I don't know that I need interactive with Clive Barker involved in it.
Well, unrelated to that, the other bit of news that I knew about that I've been kind of, I found this out over the week, other than everyone dying this past week, but Coyote versus Acme getting a release date.
Yeah.
And it's way farther away than we thought it would be.
It's not set in stone either, though. It's
Okay.
just sometime next year, with the expectation from the stars of the movie being late summer.
Yeah, it says August 28th,
Oh, wow.
2026.
Okay, well then that must be newer than when I saw it
Yeah.
yesterday.
That
'Cause-
was,
The stuff I was reading about it yesterday or the day before said the expectation was late summer of 26.
well, August 28th is about as late of the latest you can get in the summer, so that tracks.
That's true.
But that was at the Coyote versus Acme panel at the Comic-Con this year. But speaking of deaths, I know if you've been sleeping under a rock and only watch our show for news, obviously we need to pour one out for Malcolm Jamal Warner. That one was the first that got really, really weird and sad. And then there was, of course, Ozzy Osbourne, which was just that. I mean, that's really sad. But how old was he?
Ozzy?
Yeah.
74.
I mean, too young to just be croaking, but boy, he did some living, though.
Well,
Yeah.
but he had said that he had he called it stage 5 Parkinson's.
Yeah.
And he was only 71 too. Wow, him and Hogan were the same age. But he said that he was constantly on pain pills. When they did that last Black Sabbath show, he stopped taking pain pills just so that he could sing clearly, but they had to strap him into the chair so that he
Oh,
didn't.
man. That's tough. That is tough.
Vince on top of the news posting about the Acme date.
Over on
Yeah,
our
in the Discord. Yeah.
But then, of course, as you just said, Hulk Hogan, passed away, and this one's kind of been a weird one because the evolution of Hulk Hogan has, I told somebody the other day, they were just like, I liked someone's story about R.I.P. Hulk. I'm like, I can be sad about Hulk Hogan dying, and also not sad about Terry dying. Does that make sense? Can I do that?
In a way.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hogan put more good into the world than bad.
But that's what I'm saying.
Is the-
Hulk Hogan did, but then as he, the rest of his life, the Terry side of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I watched an interview with Mick Foley where they talked to him about it because he just happened to be at a convention and couldn't get away from people. And they asked him about that, and he was like, the things that I'll remember about him is all of the Make-A-Wish stuff and things like that he did, and the care that he had for his fans and stuff like that, because he's opened his home and beach shops and stuff like that to people for hurricane crises
what happened?
or if they need help.
Yeah.
And then he would do Make-A-Wish stuff, and he said that the excitement that children would get just knowing that they would get to see or meet Hulk is is irreplaceable kind of a thing, and that was something that he made sure he was always there for that type of deal, and I think all that's pretty cool.
And then he goes down to Alligator Alcatraz and makes fun of people through the fence. That's the weird. That's Terry that I can't support. But yeah, it's a bummer, and it's one of those things that we talk about here on the show a lot. It's like separating art from artists, and it gets challenging because it's tough because you're looking at this lifetime of. I mean, that Hulk Hogan literally changed the world, and a lot of that was positive change. But
Plus he gave us Suburban Commando and
Yes,
Mr.
yeah,
Nanny,
duh.
No Holds Barred.
But then at the end of his life, some really heinous things happened, and it's I don't think I can safely say I've hated him forever. I'm like, nah, dude, we were all Hulkamaniacs in the 80s. I can still like that. That was, all those things are still good and valid, and I can still think that all that stuff at the end was bad and not. But I think looking at this thing as a timeline, it is important and interesting. But
I'll say that, like, next to Tony Todd and John Rhys Davies, he's one of the kindest and easy to interact with celebrities that I've ever met. He was super cool, very nice guy. He talked to me
because you're tall and white.
Well, he talked to me longer than he needed to, and when his people tried to usher him on, he brought me back and talked to me for a bit more. He was very nice to me and kind, and I've heard lots of stories about stuff like that. You know, I think so. I don't remember at this time, but yeah, I'm sure there's lots of negative comments and things like that people can have, and especially people that only hear about him in the news and didn't have any kind of knowledge of wrestling or his background or watch any of the movies that we've talked about here real recent. But I think ultimately that he was an irreplaceable part of pop culture that changed the world forever and gave
That's
us
true.
endless entertainment in many forms. And I do
There's
think
something
he
to be said about
did
that.
more good in the world than
Yeah.
bad. So that's something. If nothing else, you're talking about him. He's giant. Not only in stature at one point in time, but in entertainment for sure.
But then also on a tragic point, Food Network star Anne Burrell, she killed herself. Like, Jesus, do we need more celebrity chefs doing that? It's terrible. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. But you know. Is it like what? Like all these people are dropping off this past week. You know, maybe they're onto something. Maybe they're like, you know, I don't know, like the trajectory of this planet right now. So maybe we need to go on and get. But anyway, a lot of deaths this week. Kind of tragic. Kind of a bummer. But to shift gears from epic bummers. Did you see that South Park episode?
No.
Oh my God.
I don't have a Paramount.
I just downloaded it. It was everywhere. So South Park season 27. You know, we don't talk a whole lot about TV here, but you know, just hot off the heels of Stephen Colbert being fired from the Daily Show, and what was really strange, or not the Daily Show, his show, whatever it's called,
the Late Show,
the Late Show, and Jon Stewart's The Daily Show, but he. You know, ratings were top of the charts. You know, it came like a couple of days after he really bashed Donald Trump, right? Mm-hmm. And then CBS was just like, yeah, we're done here, because it's too expensive. And of course, none of their arguments made sense. But South Park, who just got off the heels of negotiating some ridiculously huge contract with Paramount. Their season 1 opener, they pivoted so fast and included the Colbert thing in the episode, and the whole episode was about Trump just suing everyone he didn't like, and then like having sex with the devil, and they deep faked his penis, and like they did all of this stuff in this one episode, and it was. I haven't been a regular South Park watcher in a number of years, but it reminded me of how smart those dudes are.
Oh, like, South Park is so good.
They're just incredibly smart dudes. And it was a brilliant episode. I highly, highly recommend people watch it. It is such great, like, poignant, timely, political, social satire about what's going on. And they use his face. He's like, guys, relax. Why are we still talking about this? Just relax. And oh my God, it was the funniest thing. Tony Jones on Twitch. That deal with Paramount was $1.5 billion for 5 more seasons of South Park. And this episode, you know, I love a good art statement in a world where not many people make art anymore. And this was a big statement. This whole episode was like, yeah, we just negotiated this deal. You have proven that we're worth $1.5 billion. We're going to do this. You going to fire us now? Like, you know, like they're testing the waters, which is what Donald Trump kind of does, you know. And they did the whole Saddam bit, but with Trump. And
come on, guy.
Come on, guy. That was the same voice, same everything. But it was great, and if you have a chance to watch it, I have not seen what Trump's response to it was, but I mean, it was like poking the bear. You know, Trump's gonna say something. These worthless nobody. What is even South Park? Never even watched the show in my life. Never heard about it. Never watched it at Epstein's house. We never did any of that. Yeah, it was hilarious. Other things.
I like old South Park. Good stuff. Were you about to go into something there?
Go for it.
Well, you know what? I don't know what the good transition for this is, but we got a super cool, super rad movie trailer talking about art.
Was it this is Spinal Tap 2?
Oh no, that is True Art. Yeah, we'll just pivot into that one then. Yeah, we got This Is Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues trailer, and it's coming out September 12th. We'll have This Is Spinal Tap 2 in
I can't believe
time.
it wasn't the 11th. But I guess they can't do September 11th.
I guess they can't pick when Fridays are. But yeah, it looks amazing. It looks very good. It looks like it is doing sequels a correct way, rather than a movie that we will likely be talking about here shortly.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks really good. I'm very excited. I did not think I would be all jazzed up for Spinal Tap 2, but I 100% am.
Yeah, after I watched the trailer, I was like, okay, this looks fun.
So good.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
I'm about it. But another thing that we got is the trailer for Primitive War. Did you see that?
The Turok, the dinosaur hunter, the movie.
Green Berets in Vietnam
And
versus
raptors and T-Rexes.
dinosaurs.
Oh, God.
Dude, it looks like Sharknado, but better.
It looks
kind
like
of a
what
thing.
the last Jurassic Park movie should have been.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. They're like, oh, we heard that you guys want like brutal dinosaur action that's just fun. Here you go.
Here you go,
Just a
idiots.
bunch of soldiers that walk into a forgotten world in Southeast Asia full of dinosaurs. Let's go. It looks fun.
Yeah, it does look fun. I'll go see it.
It looks low budget, but
Clever girl.
I guess the director of it was just told, they're like, well, you're not good enough to do Jurassic Park, so suck it. And he's like, I'm gonna go make this movie anyhow. It looks good. It has half the cast of Hurricane Heist in it.
And they're gonna show themselves.
Yeah. So that actually looks super cool. Just Vietnam versus dinosaurs. Could be neat. But you know what? We got another movie that is just the furthest thing from inspired or art that you could think about, which is the new Predator Badlands trailer. Did you see it?
Yes, I did. I don't know, man.
Yeah. So
I don't know, man.
It's a Predator teaming up with a Wayland Yutani robot on the most dangerous planet in the universe.
I don't know, man.
So it's half of a cyborg with a teenage predator that has a mohawk, because I guess you can just shave tentacles off. And they're like, you chose the most dangerous planet in the universe for your very first hunt? What are you, crazy or something? And then yeah, and then he wears the cyborg as a backpack so that they can have each other's.
Chewbacca's and C-3PO'd their way through this one.
You're right, they did. Yeah, he just does his Ugnaught impression. But
yeah, that is a Chewbacca and C-3PO movie where it's like you can't understand what he's saying, but the robot's like, "Oh, are you kidding me? Turn me around, or I'll,"
Yeah, so they can have each other's six. Looks incredibly stupid, and I hate.
James Gunn direct this?
Hate everything that they've been doing to Predator. Like, I did not think that it could get worse than Predators, and then they released The Predator, and they're like, well, what if everything you cared about was just undone and we pooped on you? And then they gave the Hulu Predator.
So
where they're like, what if Yautja just weren't even Yautja anymore? Who gives a shit? And then they gave us that animated movie, which I'll get to in a second,
Oof.
which is just like, what if all of the characters from all of those movies didn't matter? And then now they have this one where it's like, what if a predator teams up with half a robot? We'll see what happens.
And they go back to school.
It looks like such fart-smelling garbage, and I hate it so much. Speaking of...
Fart smelling garbage?
Yes.
We're talking about what's coming out in theaters this week?
No,
Or
the
not?
Predator Killer of Killers extended ending release that they put out on Hulu now.
What?
Which they were like...
The animated one you watched?
The animated one. So you know how at the end, they're like, well, here's that girl from Prey and all that. Well, they decided, you know what needed to be there? Our boy Dutch and Mike Harrigan, which is... the dude from Predator 2.
No.
So even though the Predators...
Wait.
Exactly.
Wait.
Even though the Predators like, well done.
Wait.
You killed one of us. Here's a gun. You better get off the ship before you burn to death. See ya. Apparently, they just were like...
Danny Glover?
Exactly.
Danny Glover.
Yep. So Dutch and Danny Glover are at the end of this one now, also in their cryo chambers, just waiting to be hunted again, because
I hate everything about that.
exactly,
Like,
because the
is this
ending
just-
of Predator 2 means nothing.
I mean, I would get it if we were playing like a skin of Marvel versus Capcom, and it's just like this cinematic universes of characters that might fight each other. It's a fighting game, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick Dutch, and oh, you're gonna pick Danny Glover, and then we'll combat fight. Well, AABBXXX, we'll do moves, and it'll be stupid, kind of like Mortal Kombat, where you can be Rambo versus, Sub-Zero. Like, that's a fucking good matchup, or Shao Kahn versus, I think there was RoboCop is a playable character.
Yeah,
right?
RoboCop
And
is.
it's just or Joker, like, who has no superpowers versus an immortal soul ghost with a spear hand. Like, it's dumb, but you play it because it's fun. You don't make a movie about it. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, so the Predator Killer of Killers is just shitting on everything that you love and care about, bro.
Did you see the Carl Urban trailer to the new Mortal Kombat 2?
Yes. Yeah, I did. Oh, that was within the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
That
sure
was something
was.
we forgot about. The whole Mortal Kombat 2. No main character from the first one in sight. That's good news.
That is good news. Except for Scorpion. Scorpion
well,
was
but-
technically a main character.
Yeah, but I'm talking, what's his name? Like
Hat and the other guy.
No, the dude that, like, he was just the
Oh, the
everyman.
made-up guy?
The made-up guy. The
Armor guy?
Exactly. The indestructible gold armor guy, where he, like, punched Goro to death.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting
So-
the Hat guy wasn't the main character. It was Armor
Kung Lao
guy.
is who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, Kung Lao and Liu
my
Kang
favorite
weren't at all.
chicken.
I think Kung lao dies in that.
maybe.
But
Did Liu Kang also die in one of them too?
maybe it doesn't really matter.
Or no, that was
But
Liu Kang's brother. Liu! And then your
Cole,
soul
yeah,
is mine.
Velvet Santa, Cole Young. What a dumbass name to give your fake dumbass character. But yeah, so I wasn't behind the idea of Carl Urban being Johnny Cage. With the trailer, I'm like less opposed to it.
Yeah,
but
same, because I like Carl Urban has this effect on me where I'm just like, okay, dude, like, okay.
yeah, I mean, I guess.
I mean,
I
did that when he
like
was
Carl
Dredd. 'Cause
Urban.
I didn't want Dredd, but then Carl Urban, I was like,
He's still not Dredd though.
but
He-
I still liked it because it was Carl Urban.
I guess, but
speaking of
Stallone
Dredd-
at the beginning of the movie is way better than any other version of Dredd. But
Did we talk about the Dredd news?
no, tell me in just a second. I don't like the fact that Johnny Cage is powerless in it, and I'm sure the big thing is going to be like in the last movie
He gets
where
power.
Johnny Cage unlocks his genetic like green power to like shuffle. But tell me about Judge Dredd.
You're clearly sitting down. Here is a bottle of bourbon, if you need it.
Did 2080 cancel Dredd?
No, there is a new director and writer that's set to possibly tackle a new Dredd movie.
Is it Taika Waititi?
It is Taika
God
Waititi.
damn it!
Yeah, uh-huh.
Oh.
Taika Waititi, Judge Dredd.
No.
That's what I said.
No,
That's what I said.
don't.
I mean, no.
Why?
Why would you do that?
Listen. What We Do in the Shadows, the movie, very good. TV show, you did a
Jojo
great
Rabbit,
job.
also great.
Jojo Rabbit was fantastic. The black sails thing,
Dude,
whatever.
my flag means death.
Yeah, people like that
I
thing.
loved that.
Shark and bird,
The whale
or whatever.
yeah.
Like, the things
Eagle
that,
and the shark.
yeah, the things that Taika Waititi does sometimes are pretty good. Don't. Like,
The only thing that I think
we're
Taika
gonna
would-
have four,
Yeah, I don't want that.
five.
The only thing that I think that Taika Waititi could lend to a Dredd movie is I think that if he
Fergie, King of the Big Stinky.
or just I think that he could create a cool adaptation of Mega City. That's colorful and crazy and weird and just gritty and fun, but like Fergie the Big Stinky. Like, I think that he could make this zany world, but I think that he would have a hard time. Like, that's the cool thing about Dredd is Dredd's not hilarious or zany, but he's in this just insane world full of just crazy thugs and assholes and drug addicts and all this kind of stuff. And I think that Taika Waititi could make that fun, but I don't think he could keep the seriousness through the character.
I think he's an incredibly wrong choice for a project like that.
I agree.
Now, so Judge Dredd, the movie, did Mega City correct.
Yes.
They did Mega City
Mega
cool.
City was cool in that one.
The Wasteland was cool. The things they brought in from other 2000 AD stuff, like the ABC robot and all of that was cool.
That robot was badass.
Taking the long walk was sick. Like, there was very cool stuff in it. The only reason people have not liked that movie is because Dredd takes off his helmet and kisses Hershey, and I will give you that. Except that when Stallone had the Dredd helmet on, that movie
Dredd.
was Judge Dredd. That was Judge Dredd. And then
Yeah.
they did the Dredd movie, and that's not Dredd. That's just Carl Urban being kind of gritty. And I'll take Mama was cool.
Oh, Mama was badass.
Yeah, like all of that was cool. It being in near future where there's just a couple of towers and then just flat city, crap, garbage. That was in the Mega City. Dredd was not Judge Dredd at all. They were riot police. They weren't judges at all. Taika Waititi is not going to do a good middle ground between this. He's going to make some...
He's going to make it funny.
It's going to be Korg from Thor throughout an entire movie that you don't need that kind of character at all.
Nope. They need to do a helmet edit of the original Judge Dredd.
Put AI to use and
Yeah,
make it where...
just make it. He's got the helmet on the whole time.
And when he's on the when he's on the prison ship going to Colorado or whatever, just figure out a way to obscure his face until he can
You can't
get
see
his
it.
helmet
Yeah,
again.
just like Shadow.
Yeah.
Actually, I wonder if we can get that. I feel like AI could just do that for us. Do we know anybody that can like do that? Because then I think we re-release the Helmet Edition Dredd, and then everybody's like, "Oh my god, this movie's amazing," and maybe edit out Rob Schneider.
Oh my gosh! I know what Taika Waititi's going to do. He's going to just make a Wobby to Wobot movie.
That tracks.
It wouldn't be Judge Dredd. It would be Wobby to Wobot.
Yeah, it'd be probably called Judge Dredd, but it would not be about Judge Dredd.
Yeah, Velvet Santa says bring Rob Schneider back. He was Fergie, but he wasn't King of the Big Stinky. And my viewpoint is kind of who cares. I'm not taking
Vince, yeah. I
away
mean,
something you like.
yeah. I mean, at this point, but I don't know. We both love Judge Dredd.
The point of it and the reason to care is it's not instantly removing something that you care about, but it's creating that for like in the future, so that when you Google something like that, it comes up with the most recent things, or people have that in their recent memory and they forget what it's
It
based
gets further
on.
and further away from
Exactly.
the like having people check that source.
And it's something that Judge Dredd came out 2 weeks after Star Wars debuted. It's from 1977. Judge Dredd showed up in issue 2 of 2000 AD in September of 1977, and his character has done something very unique in fiction, which is that he's aged with the comic. Like a week in the comic is like a week in Judge Dredd's life, kind of a thing. And he's something that people have followed for that entire time. I've read many 2000 AD things from the beginning. I think I've read every single 2000 AD published Judge Dredd comic from 77 to like 90 something.
That's
there's
a lot.
when it's split into multiple publications, there's a handful of those that I've missed. But I've read a lot of Judge Dredd, and to do something like that where you get like a Stallone Judge Dredd, and the reason that people were so upset with it, even though it's a good movie, it's a good action movie, is because they had read comics for 20 years of this dude who his whole thing was he doesn't remove his helmet and he doesn't break a single rule ever, no matter what. And then in the movie he removes his helmet and he breaks a rule. And that's not
The whole movie was about him breaking
that's
rules.
not Judge Dredd for people.
Yeah.
And then the Carl Urban one, the reason I'm upset with it is because it wasn't Mega City. It wasn't Judge Dredd. It was a riot cop going to an apartment building and having a bad time.
It was The Raid
Yeah, it was the raid
in the future.
with white people. And it wasn't Judge Dredd. It was a fine action movie for what it was, but it wasn't Judge Dredd. And so to put someone like Taika Waititi in place that will be in charge of making this beyond beloved property into a movie, having seen what he's done with the things like that he's been handed, he's not the right choice. And it's upsetting. And yeah, it doesn't take away right now, but it will.
Yeah.
And it'll hinder us getting what should be made from that IP.
Well, to put a bow on that, we've got a very short amount of time and a whole lot more ground to cover. So I'm going to fly through our upcoming releases this week. I'm only going to mention the two. There's some smaller ones, but don't worry about it. Google it. There are two big theatrical releases that are coming out. One I think studios are very worried about because even the trailers are like, people aren't going to see comedies now. Go support comedies. And that is The Naked Gun, the new Liam Neeson film coming out. You've seen the trailer. You've seen him in girls' underwear. You've seen the OJ joke by now. You've seen all of the stuff. But you can finally rest easy because this is the last week you're probably going to see the trailer, and then the movie's going to be out for 2 more weeks, and then we'll see what happens. Also coming out this weekend is the sequel to the animated film The Bad Guys. It's The Bad Guys 2, and it's got Sam Rockwell, Craig Robinson, other voices reprising their roles. It's a heist movie with CGI animals doing people things. One of my favorites. You can see that. That's coming out. So with that said, let's review some movies, shall we? Let me go ahead and jump into the Fantastic Four movie, since it is the one that currently everyone's talking about. We're not talking about the 2005 Fantastic Four. We're not talking about the 2015 Fantastic Four. We're not talking about the 2007 Fantastic Four. We're not talking about that one that no one speaks of from like the 80s. We're not talking about any of those things. However, this movie wants to be the one from the 80s. 90s. Was it the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
God, it felt so 80s. This movie is interesting. The Fantastic Four first steps, assembling some people that you've probably not seen in movies lately: Joseph Quinn, Pedro Pascal, and Vanessa Kirby, and Julia Garner, and Paul Walter Hauser, all of which who seem to be in every goddamn movie that I go to the theater and see this week. It's crazy. I mean, even Sarah Niles, who was barely in this movie, but she was a sizable part. She was also in the other movie. I went and saw F1 too. I'm not going to review it, but she was in that movie too. And it's like you're seeing all the same faces in all the same movies that are coming out.
You went and watched F1?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
And, you know, this movie is interesting because everybody's saying, yeah, it's one of the best Marvel movies they've made in a while. Yeah, hell yeah, dude, Marvel.
Not hard to do.
But my point is this. The whole reason why I think Ant-Man worked as a movie and why the Marvel Cinematic Universe is falling apart is the whole reason that people are like, yeah, Marvel is back, baby. It's because Marvel realized that they're doing it all wrong. And they're going to do it wrong again. And hear me out. This movie isolates due to the multiverse. It's like we're on Earth 838, and there's no other superpower people on planet Earth except for the Fantastic Four for whatever reason. I don't know any multiverses that are like that. But, you know, when you have a multiverse, then anything's possible. So that is one step in favor of this movie because it removes the interconnectedness of all these other bullshits. You're not expecting Nick Fury to show up at the end, or you're like, why don't they call Thor? Or, you know, this doesn't make sense because Iron Man could just show up and bop boop it. You know, it needs these multiverses fall under their own weight because on the page of a comic you can dispel, you know, you can suspend disbelief far enough away to go, I'm just reading pages on a comic. I'm not thinking about why doesn't Superman show up. It's this is just a fun thing I'm reading. But when you see human beings doing movie things, it's a lot harder to separate these interconnected like universes that they keep building. So score 1 for Fantastic Four being a movie that just takes place on a world about Fantastic Four. It also assumes we already know what their powers are and how they got them. And it does a quick little recap in a newsreel. It'll be like, we all love them. You've heard their story. You know, and it's all takes place in this sort of, you know, retro-futuristic sort of take of the late 60s, early 70s. But the thing that made this movie fall apart for me is it was trying to be cool in the fact that it was trying to be hammy. And it's like, we want to make this cool, new, shiny, glitzy Fantastic Four movie, but we don't want to look like we're acting stupid, so we're going to cheese dick it up to look like the old 90s movie. Therefore, you can't say that we're bad because we're acknowledging that this is bad. And, Night Owl, she said that sounded like the announcement from The Incredibles. It is. I mean, the whole movie is the world of tomorrow. And, you know, the casting, and I have to say something about Joseph Quinn being in superhero movies. I don't think I like it because the older he gets, the more he looks like Robert Downey Jr. And I cannot separate these things. And he is just turning into another Robert Downey Jr. And it made me start thinking about, in Hollywood, we start casting people that all kind of look like this type, and he's the Robert Downey Jr. face that we're going to start seeing. But Pedro Pascal, I think it was a kind of a boring Reed Richards. I mean, he didn't add anything to screen time, and I like Pedro Pascal. I think Vanessa Kirby stole the show as Sue Storm, but it wasn't hard to do. Ben Grimm, I like the Eben Moss Baccarat. Like, he's a cool actor. I loved him in The Bear. I thought that he was very wasted as Ben Grimm. I thought it was all just comic relief. And, you know, Julia Garner and Ralph Ineson, like, they were just tertiary voiceovers of CGI monsters. And this movie it was just a little, like, fun. And I think people going, yeah, it was just a fun return to popcorn movie. I'm like, well, are we allowed to go there yet? Because this is just going to set up another big universe, because this is probably going to be the plan. They're going to let's separate these movies out. Let's get them to where you like them. Yay, you're going to like this superhero movie, and boom, we're going to do another one that's not connected. And then all of a sudden we're going to connect them all.
Well, sorry to tell you this, dude. Fantastic Four is already connected to the MCU. They were the end credit scene at the end of the one.
Was it these ones though?
It was their spaceship.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know they're still going to be connected.
It was the 60s. It was their 60s ship. It was at the end of, like, the not Avengers.
Well, because Doctor Doom is in the end of this one. And they're going to connect them, but I'm talking about in a fact that it's not, this individual movie is not so connected. Like, they're going to connect it. That's inevitable. But the movie itself is standing alone, and they're going to fuck it all up by trying to make a huge connected version, and it's going to fall apart. Because I don't think any of these movies need to be connected. I think it goes back to why everybody liked the Daredevil show the first time it came out. Is it wasn't big and connected. It was small stakes. It was this dude just beating up people, and he was blind. And, you know, because if you start thinking about it too much in the context of the created cinematic universe, they're like, well, Daredevil sucks. He's in New York, and all this shit's flying around. How, you know, why didn't they just call, you know, Spider-Man? I mean, he's just a neighborhood over. And you just don't think about that. These superhero movies, you don't need to connect them all. This movie was fun. It was protect a baby, protect the Earth. Galactus is going to come eat it. Silver Surfer is going to come be like, I'm sad I was chosen. It's the same story we've already seen because that's the Silver Surfer story.
Except not Norrin Rad.
Yes, exactly. It's Shalabal this time. And yeah, and then they work as a team and save the day. I mean, you know, whatever. It was fine. It was just fine. Let me get some of those comments. Tony says, I really wanted to get the Galactus popcorn bucket, but my theater was sold out. I mean, that sounds cool, because I will say that they did a very good visual representations. First time Galactus ever looked like Galactus on screen. Even though when he came to the planet, he was only about Godzilla height.
Well, I mean, he can control
his shape and form.
Did the Fantastic Four beat Galactus with the little laser gun?
That's what I was waiting for, the ultimate nullifier to show up.
That's what it's called.
And because I had that thing when I was a kid, and I was like, that looks so weird.
Because Reed Richards is like, look at what I got, Galactus. And Galactus is like, oh, a gun.
He's like, I'm the smartest man on this planet, and I invented this to stop you. And Galactus is like, okay, dude. Chill out, man.
Yeah, that was always the coolest, that Reed Richards is like, and I've invented the tool to take down Galactus. A gun. And Galactus is like, bullets, my only weakness. Yeah.
The ultimate nullifier. I was waiting for that reference, but no.
Dumb.
Sue Storm.
I don't really care.
No,
if
she got Mom angry because Galactus wanted to eat her god baby, and she goes, Mom power, and zapped him into the black hole.
The Invisible Girl is strong enough to beat Galactus.
She pushed him through an invisible hole on her own. Pushed him through a black hole that Pedro Pascal opened, and she like went, get out of here, and like threw
This is
him.
the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because she's protecting her baby.
Galactus?
She's protecting her baby.
Galactus.
Yep.
The source of the power cosmic, a being that was here before this galaxy was here, because he ate the last one, and it's his job to continue to eat the galaxies as they spawn back in, because that's what he does, was defeated by the Invisible Girl.
By an angry mom. Because the power of protecting your baby.
He goes to planet to planet that have more powered, more superpowered, more overpowered beings than the Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah.
And the weakest member of the Fantastic Four beat Galactus.
Yep. And they didn't even really illustrate how godlike powers their child has.
I almost dug out my shirt that says, I, Galactus helmet, planets. Like,
yeah, Devourer of Worlds.
It's super cool. I have a picture of me meeting Peter Mayhew wearing that shirt, and I didn't like my picture taken and stuff at the time, so I went in and photo edited and put on a big Galactus helmet on my head. It was very cool. I'm a rad dude, turns out. More rad than Norn Rad, since he don't exist. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. All those Judge Dredd comics I told you I read, I've read more Marvel comics. I read like every Marvel comic from the 60s to like 2000s.
The 60s, 70s, and today.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, it was whack. So yeah, if you think about it too hard, you're not gonna like it. If you're a fan, if you followed any of the stories, then it doesn't make any sense. Because yeah, you're like, this is Galactus, and she's like, no, and he goes, whoa, and he falls back, and then he almost gets out, but then Silver Surfer, of course, is just like, you know, I'm gonna hit you in the face, and then.
At one point, Galactus had more than one herald. He had like 2 or 3, and they all possess the power cosmic. And they can't do anything to fight Galactus with his own power that he's imbued them with.
Yes.
And
But
someone who has force fields was just like,
Yep. So Fantastic Four in theaters right now. You can check it out if you want. And yeah, there you go. So our next film we're gonna review really quick. I mean, obviously we're gonna go over in time a little bit tonight, but is Happy Gilmore 2. At long last, we have finally been. Our prayers have been answered. And we got a sequel to Happy Gilmore 2. And if you do not remember anything or any of the characters from Happy Gilmore 2,
don't worry.
You will be painstakingly reminded of every tertiary character that you may have forgotten that has not had anything to do. But you will get a hilarious performance by John Daly.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. There's more of the first movie in this movie than the new movie because you get flashbacks constantly, and not just a flashback but a replaying of the scenes from the first movie, and it Family Guys you so hard because it's like, here's a joke, but just in case, here's the explanation of this joke. Now you're included and it's not a joke anymore.
Yeah, the movie was, as Dina said on Twitch, this movie was 2 painstaking hours long. And, you know, this movie...
Well, they had to make sure that Adam Sandler's daughters and wife got more than enough screen time for their characters that aren't Happy Gilmore. And they're the daughter that plays a character that's not related to him but somehow looks exactly like the daughter that's playing the character that is his daughter.
That is his daughter.
And you're like, hey, why is this person that's not related to you look exactly like you and that daughter that you have? Why are these people all looking exactly the same? There's 2 good parts of this movie. And
okay, what are your 2 good parts?
John Daly.
I mean, we both established that.
John Daly, he's by far the most enjoyable and best part of this movie. All right, 3. Christopher McDonald does a good job of coming back.
Shooter McGavin returned.
Shooter McGavin.
That was a good arc.
But then the other part that I was thinking was MJF as his oldest son. Because he just has a ragtag crew of butthead kids.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But MJF's like a famous wrestler, right? Yeah. And he plays like the oldest Gilmore son. And all of his sons are just buttholes. Like, that's their whole thing. But John Daly, by far, is like the enjoyable
John
part
Daly
of the
was
movie.
fun. And I thought the Ben Stiller character returning, you know, I like Ben Stiller. I just thought that shtick was hilarious. In the first movie,
it was really good.
It got tiresome in this one.
Way too much. Like the little appearance in Hubie Halloween, fine.
Yep.
But
he didn't need all of this stuff.
Him being the secondary villain, or I guess even primary villain this movie was unnecessary.
But there were so many just like beat to death jokes that I didn't like all the different things that had booze in it, like that. Yeah. That got really tired.
It was funny for like all the way through him doing his like first round of golf or whatever, and then after that it just it
got flat. And as Tony Jones said, he said it started off on Twitch. He said it started off pretty dark, but then leveled out into a golf comedy. And the one of the problems I had is the original Happy Gilmore like had a couple of fun moments because they used a couple of real golfers as usually, like the one guy that nodded, like he was a real golfer and he was back in this one. And they had just 1 or 2 and they didn't have a whole lot of speaking roles, but they were there to add credibility. This one, like all of these pro golfers were trying, Lee Trevino, they were all trying to like act. And they are not actors.
That was the thing too, is like, I don't know who these guys are. And I'm sure if you're like some golf diehard, you're like, oh, that's old dude. And you'd get so jazzed about it. But like, I didn't know who these dudes were. And like putting like one of the Kelsey brothers or whatever in it as like a waiter was dumb. Bad Bunny's character did not need to be played by him. Like, I don't understand.
And then there was that Eminem cameo with the Jackass son of Jackass guy,
which could have been good, and they started it out okay,
and then it ended
and then
stupid.
It went into stupid absurdity.
Well, and
I love absurdist humor.
Well,
but
and I liked
was,
Hateful, or what was it? Not Hateful, the Hateful Eight spoof, the Ridiculous Six. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. Like, I liked Hubie Halloween a lot. And I did not realize that this movie was going to be so bland. And
it played too much off of trying to be the first movie.
they're like, let's get Chubbs' son. Let's get everybody. Every character from the first one has to have some sort of return. Like, here's the tall guy with a nail in his head. His son's gonna be there. Here's the jackass. His son's gonna be there. It's like, this is dumb.
Yeah, and even the lady who had the window unit fall on her at the old folks like abusive home. Mister, help me!
And
like,
it had her tombstone.
yeah, where she was still alive under it, yelling, Mister, help me.
Yeah.
Like, there did not need to be the exact same jokes in the exact same way, and even worse, Family Guying it, where it's preceded by an explanation for it, so that you were like, oh, that's like in the first one, and it goes, you mean like this?
When it was in the first
Exactly
one?
like in the first
and
one.
they play the clip?
And they play the clip, and then the filter they put on the clip so that you know it's from the old movie and not the new one. I was like, why? Why are you doing this? And like, some of them got long too. You're like, geez, how much of this first movie snip are you going to show?
I will say that I appreciated the obstacle course golf like the maxi golf course. Some of that was kind of funny.
That was such a made for
it got-
TV storyline,
and it got
bullcrap.
so hammy, but it some of them were pretty funny. Like the ice one and just the obstacle courses. I was like, okay, it's funny, but it was not enough to carry a movie about it.
Yeah, there were some points in it where I was like, maybe it'll be okay. Like at the beginning where he made the jokes of like, oh, this is what happened in my career and all this. I hosted Saturday Night Live a couple times. I'm like, oh, that's funny. And there was some things like that. But then as soon as, whatever, screw it, spoilers, man. As soon as he murders his wife with a golf ball,
Right.
and the movie is like, this is what we're doing
It's
because
like, I don't have enough time to be in this movie.
yeah. Well, so I saw an interview with
Even
Julie
though
Bowen, and
Julie
she
Bowen's
goes,
awesome.
well, I was surprised that he invited me to come back. She was waiting for the call and ready to do it, and she didn't expect him to bring her back. But I guess he was like, oh, you just have to come for like one day of shooting, which I saw an interview with him, and he's like, oh, he told Eminem that. And he's like, oh, I just need you for one day if you'll fly out and do this. And I wonder how many of these people were asked to do
Just a
1 to
day.
2 day shoots. And that's what they made a movie out of, was just minimal footage from
Homies coming
so
in and
many
hanging
people.
out for an
Yeah.
afternoon.
There was so much more to this movie that they could have done by not killing her off, by having more storyline with John Daly. I can't get over how much fun he was in it, because he
He's
was
the real
like,
life Happy Gilmore.
he started as like a voice of reason and all that, which, you know what? This isn't really related to this movie, but we talked to you about
Uncle
people
John
that
Daly?
don't watch movies and then write articles about them. One article says John Daly plays Happy Gilmore's brother. No, it's not. He plays John Daly, and they just call him Uncle. He's not
he
Happy
just lives
Gilmore's
there
brother.
because it's another
So-
broke alcoholic golfer, which was the joke, and he's a real one.
Yeah,
Ah, jeez.
but it's
It
good.
wasn't-
It's a good thing. It's a Netflix movie.
It was a hard pass for me. I would not recommend that movie. As Dean on Twitch said, she fell asleep during it, and it was a miracle I didn't. If I'd been watching it earlier in the day or later in the evening, I would have.
I think there's a lot of story and talent that was underutilized, and there was a lot of garbage put on screen that was unnecessary.
Oh yeah. Well, on that note, let's put a bow on this show and talk about the box office for this week. Let's go through the top 10 movies in America from July 25th through July 27th, 2025. We're going to give you the top 10 movies in the United States. We might throw some domestic numbers in there, too, where it is applicable. But Jake's going to start with number 10, work our way to number 1, and then we'll send this pony off into the sunset.
Real quick, Velvet Santa asked if Happy Gilmore 2 is underwear worthy. Man, don't even worry about sitting down and watch it. Put it on while you're doing some chores. There's nothing you need to pay attention to in it. It's the first movie again with a couple of little additions. Not really worth paying attention to. All right, so top 10. At number 10, The Home. Brought in right at $1 million in its opening week from Lionsgate.
We got that one here. It was only in 1,000 theaters nationwide, but we did it here. It's got Pete Davidson's horror movie about a weird nursing home with some crazy shit going up on the top floor.
Oh, well, how about that? And then at number 9, Oh Hi.
We also got that here.
$1.1 million brought in by it in its opening week. So 10 and 9 both opening weekends there. And then at number 8, Eddington. I'm surprised that is the one that you did not go see.
I wanted to go see, and what's crazy...
I don't think we didn't have it this weekend.
We did.
I knew we had it last weekend.
What's interesting, though, is you look at The Home, Oh Hi, and Eddington, which are all very small, limited release movies. Everybody was talking about Eddington as being like, oh, man, it's a new Ari Aster movie, but its per theater average was lower than both Oh Hi and The Home.
It brought in $1.6 million in its second week out, bringing it up to $8 million. And then at number 7, How to Train Your Dragon, still hanging in there 7 weeks out, $2.9 million, bringing it up to a domestic total of 257. Across the globe, it brought in another 350. So it is up over $600 million for a movie that you already saw. It's like Happy Gilmore 2. You
already seen it.
You already saw it. And then at number 6, I Know What You Did Last Summer, in its second week, brought in $5 million, bringing its domestic take so far up to 23.5, another 22 elsewhere. So far it's brought in $45 million. Number 5, Smurfs.
I forgot this movie even came out.
I did too. Second week out, brought in $5.5 million, 22.8 so far. Another 46 elsewhere across the globe, so it's up to $69 million for it. And then at number 4, F1 the movie, actually climbing from the number 5 spot back up, brought in $6.3 million, 5 weeks out.
It's moving to P4.
Yeah, $165.6 million in the U.S., but 344 in countries that watch F1
that watch
racing.
F1, yeah.
Yeah, so it has just under $510 million. That one is actually a good movie. I know I praised it.
It's a Western. So if you guys like Westerns, you'll like F1.
Kind of, but it was I not wrong? It's like a movie. It gives you
it's a Western. You know, it's that classic, that movie Western. It follows the formula. You've got the man with no name.
He does ride off into the sunset.
You've got, it's the, I'm coming in here. This town ain't big enough for the two of us. And he solves the problems. He's rooting, tooting his hard. He gets beat up a little bit. And
that's true. He comes in, he kicks butt, he bangs the chick, leaves, rides into the sunset.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's a good movie. At number 3, Jurassic World Rebirth, $13.2 million for that one, and its 4 weeks out has brought it up to $301 million in the U.S., another $418 elsewhere, so it's at $720 million for turds on a big screen. And then dropping to the number 2 spot, Superman, $24.8 million. 3 weeks out has brought it up to $289 million. Another $213 elsewhere, bringing it up to $500 million. And then opening at the number 1 spot, Fantastic Four: First Steps, $117.6 million. Another 99 elsewhere in the world, so 216.7 for that one. Wow, 117. They've been talking like they're like, man, this is the big one. Marvel's back, and we've seen that is not the kind of Disney wants $250 million opening weekend for their Marvel movies. Yeah.
But to Dina's point on Twitch, she said she's happy to see that movies that aren't really meant to make lots of money still getting wider releases. A24 and Ari Aster movies are a different animal, but nice to see there are things out there. Yes, it is nice to see that there are other movies out there that are getting some of that treatment. So, I guess we got one more comment there on Twitch that says, "Hey, did you bring the goodie box?" And the answer is yes. And the recording of this, because I've been doing live stream for 2 hours, and I think my cache was full on this computer because it's just like on its. This computer's overworked. The stream recording crashed, so there will be no downloadable episode of this podcast, unfortunately, unless I go and extract the audio manually from the live stream and re-record it, which would be a whole thing and would require another hour and a half of my time. And maybe I'll do it. We'll see. But we could probably just go ahead and open a goodie box since we're not having to do a thing. Do you?
I can grab it.
Yeah, you want to grab it? Velvet Santa, one of our viewers over here on Twitch, he dropped off another goodie box, and if you guys have been following me on Twitch, for those of you that might be watching on Facebook or YouTube, he has packaged up a series of VHSs right here, and he has labeled them by weeks and by us. So there is going to be a J1 and a B1. He did put episodes. There's two episodes of the drive-in speaker box that he put on VHS for us, so you can put this in and like watch an episode of drive-in speaker box on VHS, which is hilarious and amazing. So thank you for that. But we over the next 6 weeks will have these. We'll probably be doing this on the pre-show, but since my pre-show was spent for social activism, we're gonna do it now. So. Yeah. Do you have your mystery?
I got it.
All right. So
Number one.
Get in there. Open this up. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Oh hell yeah! Temple of Doom.
Raiders.
I got the better one.
See,
Yeah.
no, he knows that you like the poop one.
No, this is the greatest one. I mean, this is not the best case out there, but you know, I got the better movie for sure.
It's like in Step Brothers where they both get the Chewbacca mask, and they're like, Chewbacca mask, he's like, it's okay that mine's not screen quality.
Indiana Jones, the daredevil archaeologist who saved mankind in Raiders of the Lost Ark, is back in one of the biggest box office smashes in history. This time, Indy's out to find the famous Ankara Stone and to save hundreds of children who've been enslaved by a mysterious cult in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. It's action-packed masterpiece of special effects and edge-of-your-seat adventure. Harrison Ford leads an incredible cast in this breathtakingly epic shot over 3 continents by the film's creators George Lucas and Steven Spielberg.
I like that mine is in the worn paper case because it makes it more like indie. That's pretty cool. I did see that in the Indiana Jones video game, he has to fight a titanoboa in like some South American rainforest. And you know, Indiana Jones famously hates snakes, and so he has to fight a like 50 foot long titanoboa.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Why is it always got to be snakes?
Yeah, the game clip was, it's like you swimming underwater and it just like stalking you and like swimming by. It's pretty cool.
Well, all right, gang. Well, thank you for the treats, and thank you for all of your time. For those of you that tuned in at 6 o'clock this afternoon to start watching me talk about all that stuff. So it's been 3 hours of me. Appreciate your time. And
Wizard of Oz is getting a 16K sphere showing.
That what? Yeah, what are we doing? That's madness. But okay, guys, I appreciate it. We will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on your favorite social medias, and we will, we'll do the thing next time, right?
As you leave the theater,
Right.
folks,
Peace out.
please be careful. Don't let this happen to your car. Be sure to remove the speaker before you leave. If you should accidentally pull a speaker loose, please turn it in at our snack bar or box office. Thank you.